What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Doja Rogue Wolf. Welcome to the Dragon's Lair podcast, episode number 6. This episode, we're going to be talking about something that we've talked about before, but we're going to go more in detail because I'm posing a question for you guys as well as YouTube and everyone else. And it's, every single stream that I do is demonetized. Every one of them. Every single one. No other videos. I can post music, I can post non-live videos. They're never demonetized because I can check them before they get published. But if I publish a live stream or I publish a short video, they're demonetized. I don't understand why that is. Let's get these cats out of here because this is going to be too... Look. Get on out of here, kitty. YouTube. Go on. Get them out of here. But the shorts videos get demonetized whenever I publish them. Before they're actually published. And the live streams are as well. It makes no sense. I never had this problem until they changed the policies up a couple months back. And that's all there is to it. I don't cuss in my videos, like hardly cuss in my videos. I say the F word maybe. See, the Crash Bandicoot stream I did yesterday got demonetized, right? We're going to talk about this more in depth here in just a second. If you're tuning in, because I have to say this, shout out to the members on the channel. We have 2 members. Our goal is 5, and I'm so adamant about this because literally it's beginning to be the only way that I can make money off YouTube at all. Which is the whole reason anyone does YouTube. Like, yes, it is for entertainment. It is like, well, you got nothing, you're going to play games, you might as well do it. But like, why are you going to gain thousands of subscribers if your content can't be monetized? It doesn't make sense. So I'm so adamant about this, dude, because it's like the only way that I can even continue to do this at this point. Shout out to XDubDemo and FadedGaming_TV. They're both on YouTube. Go check them out. You catch them on the first section of the homepage of my channel. Appreciate that support, bruh. Sub goal is 2,110 out of 10K because at 10K we get, stories, which is going to be pretty cool. Top chatters, you can see them all down there. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate the support that we have gotten. Even though most of the subscribers, you won't see them here, but that's the way it goes. Even for big YouTubers, about 10% of the audience watches their videos. 10% of 2,000 is 20, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, man, like, I had to make sure I shout out everybody before we go. Look, let me say this, dude. We are an all-inclusive community, all walks of life. I appreciate everybody of all walks of life, dude. Everyone's welcome here. We do not judge. We don't put nobody down. We don't do anything like that, man. No matter what your orientation is, no matter what you describe yourself as, dude, you're welcome here. You're 100% welcome here. Like, you may come to this channel and be like, well, he's got a southern accent a little bit. He might be this way or that. No. No. You know what I'm saying? We ain't like that. All races, ethnicities, anyone, bro. Everyone's welcome, bro. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm trying to figure out today why we're getting demonetized, dude. It's phenomenal. So we're going to read through on the pod. We're going to read through the Advertiser-Friendly content guidelines and see step by step what we've been doing to be demonetized, because I would like to know. I would personally love to figure it out so we don't make the mistake anymore if it is something we're doing. Even though most of the time, and we're going to set this up a little bit better here, even though most of the time we do stream it, if it is limited monetization, we can get it human reviewed. But it's like, why are we being flagged in the first place is the real question. Why do we get flagged and then it take an entire week or more before the videos come back to monetization status? And I've had one that didn't come back because when they human reviewed it, they said, no, it's still limited because we don't find it advertiser friendly. And of course, that's as far as you get with it because they won't tell you, you know, what the actual reason is. I've talked to, which we'll talk about this here in just a second. Whenever I can focus a little bit better. I am on a little bit of a rant because it's quite frankly it's annoying, quite frankly. And if this gets demonetized, I would love to know why. Because we're not going to say one cuss word. We're not going to mention anything other than what we read. So if the advertiser-friendly content guidelines, by me reading it, gets me limited monetization, then we have bigger problems than we ever knew. You know, countless YouTubers have been complaining about this. I've seen a lot of people change up their style of what they say and all these kind of things. Because there's people who literally do this as their main job who are getting hurt over this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're getting hurt in the sense of they're not making as much revenue. And when people have this dream of doing this and they go and they like quit their day job or something, imagine how bad that would hurt them. That's not me. Obviously, I only do this to make a little bit of extra cash. And when I say a little bit, I mean such a little amount that it's like almost doesn't even matter. But I've dedicated so much time and effort into this, it's almost like a slap in the face. Where you dedicate like 2 or 3 years and grind so much just for them to be like, you know, here's limited monetization status. Why is this happening? So it's pretty crazy to me, honestly. So you know, I want to bring up yesterday's stream getting demonetized, which really, really bothers me because there's absolutely no way, there's no possible way that should have been demonetized. No possible way, bro. There's like I can't even begin to fathom why it would have been demonetized. When we were playing a rated E for everyone game and maybe cussed once. Literally. So that's the main thing I want to bring up right now. We played Crash Bandicoot 4 yesterday, did a live stream where all we did was try to 100% the off balance level. Then we like 80% of the game because we were almost done with it. I said the F word one time towards the end of the stream. Literally one time. You know, there was no mentions of any kind of weaponry. You know what I'm saying? No mention of that. Maybe, actually, you know what's funny? This is hilarious, actually. Me talking about this actually just brings up a huge point. There was a part of the game, this has to be it, which is absolutely phenomenal. I think I've just figured out why. This is good that I did this podcast, man. Whether anyone sees it or not, this is good because I'm starting to realize the one thing that we mentioned yesterday, there's a part in the game, I swear to you, a dude's holding something. We're not even going to mention it because apparently this is why we're being demonetized. Has to be. A dude was holding a Wampa fruit launcher. We're going to say that. A fruit launcher, bruh. And I said what it was as a joke, in a joking way. I bet that's why it got demonetized. I think YouTube, and this is just me personally right now, I think that YouTube is going hard, and we're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna read it right now. This is why we're being demonetized. I can almost guarantee it. I'm glad I did this. Because this has been happening for a while now. I'm gonna read a certain section here. And this is why I think we're being demonetized almost every time, right? Firearms related content. I swear to you. I'm like putting my money on the table. This is why I think we're being demonetized. Do we make firearms related content? Not in any way, shape, or form. Not in any way, shape, or form do we make firearms related content. In no way. But let's look at this. Content focused on the sale, assembly, abuse, or misuse of real or fake firearms is not suitable for advertising. Because we play, I swear to you, because we play Apex, Fortnite, Call of Duty, and even in Crash Bandicoot and all these games, there are technically fake firearms. I think that's why we're being demonetized. I think because whenever you're in the middle of a fight in the game and you say, hey, I need this or I need that, I truly believe that YouTube now, even though you can be inclusive and you're literally just playing a video game. You're going to be demonetized. Like, it's just being frowned upon because of what you're saying. I think YouTube, the algorithm that they're using, is flagging this kind of content just because it doesn't know the difference between you playing a video game and actually just talking about, or it doesn't know the difference between a video game and real life. Which is absolutely insane, because there's a lot of crazy content on YouTube right now that's not being flagged at all, and we know this. But all I'm saying is, if this is the reason that we are being flagged, they have got to do something about that, because it doesn't make sense. YouTube is YouTube because of video games. It's because of gaming. There's no possible way that you're going to tell me that the millions and billions of videos that are being uploaded are almost predominantly games. Every kid, every teenager, half the adults in the world, they all want to be a streamer. They want to be a gamer, dude. They want to be making content on YouTube or Twitch related to video games, like Apex, Fortnite, the most popular games in the world, GTA, Apex, Fortnite. And you're going to tell me that, I don't know, because I don't know anyone else who's monetized and does the content that I do. I haven't been able to talk to people like this. This is what I'm figuring. So it is how it is. We're gonna read the advertiser-friendly content guidelines, because in that video yesterday, which was demonetized, a Crash Bandicoot game got demonetized. By the way, it just blows my freaking mind, dude. It just blows my mind. But we mentioned the Wampa fruit launcher at the end of the game as a joke. So it got demonetized. That's the only, because we didn't cuss. It's a rated E game. Maybe we mentioned, that we lost a life or two. You know what I mean? Video game stuff. Simple video game stuff, like, that should never be flagged. You know, and if it's just flagging random stuff like that, you've got to upgrade this system, dude, because, you know, I think YouTube is a great place. I think YouTube is the best place to produce content. Like, Rumble sucks, Twitch sucks. You know, Instagram's not great, Facebook isn't great. YouTube is king when it comes to this. If you really put in the time and effort, I feel like it works out for you better. But if this is what's going on, they got to do something, dude. So if you're in the YouTube Partner Program, you can share revenue from ads. This article aims to help you understand which individual videos or shorts on your channel are suitable for ads. Yada, yada, yada. Obviously, March 23, 2022, due to the war, content that exploits, dismisses, or condones it is ineligible for monetization until further notice. This update is meant to clarify and in some cases expand our guidelines as it relates to that. You know, note all content uploaded to YouTube must comply with both our community guidelines and our AdSense Google publisher policy. If your content violates it, it may be removed from YouTube. If you see violative content, you can report it. I doubt that we're being reported by multiple people. You'll find examples of content. What you'll find in this article, you'll find examples of content not suitable for ads and will result in limited or no ads monetization state. So let me bring this up. Right there it says, if you violate these things, you can be put on limited or no ads. Technically, we aren't 100% demonetized. We don't have no ads, we have limited on almost every short video until we get it human reviewed. And it's also limited on almost all our shorts and live streams. The shorts and live streams, because I forgot what I even said right there. Until human review, then it gets monetized again. There's been one video that just, they were like, yeah, it's still limited because we don't agree with whatever. And you know, I can't control what everybody else says. I know that me personally, what I try to put out there, it's pretty, you know, advertiser-friendly content, I must say. Other than an accidental thing that they flag for like no reason, like the Wampa thing, which is insane. You know, but I still, like, I tell everybody who, like, in the party, it's like, you gotta be careful what you say, but they don't get it because they're not monetized. They don't care. They don't care about monetized either because they don't understand that, like, these kind of things just hurt your channel in the long run. So let's talk about what it says here. Inappropriate language, content that contains profanity or vulgarity at the start or throughout the majority of the video may not be suitable for advertising. Occasional use of profanity such as in music videos, backing tracks, intro-outro music, or music in the background won't necessarily result in your video being unsuitable for advertising. So, how many times do we cuss in a video? Not very often. It can't be. See, I wish whenever you got these kind of things that YouTube would just tell you what it was. Like, well, it's limited because of this, but they don't. But they literally don't. So you just have to guess and try to, like, figure it out. But we don't cuss. And every time we produce a non-live video of Apex or something like that, it's never limited. It is never limited. Not a single time is it ever limited. You know, we can cuss all throughout those videos, so it can't be that. Violence, which, here we go. Here's where video gaming, just like, where do you draw the line, dude? How do you know where this line is? How does it know? How does YouTube know where the line is if they're not, you know, they're not just like watching your videos? Violence, content where the focal point is on blood, violence, or injury when presented without other context is not suitable for advertising. If you're showing violent content in news, educational, artistic, or documentary context, that additional context is important. For example, if a video provides authoritative news reporting on a violent event in journalistic context, it may be eligible for monetization. Violence is in unedited video gameplay is generally acceptable for advertising. But montages where gratuitous violence is the focal point is not. All games, whether realistic or not non-realistic, are in scope of this policy. All games, whether realistic or non-realistic, are in scope of this policy. There you have it. Rated M games. All games, whether realistic or non-realistic, are in scope of this policy. How does it know? When you're talking about these things, or you're playing these games, how does it know? It doesn't. It doesn't until a human review it. To realize, hey, the reason this was flagged is because it was a video game. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. I can almost guarantee to you that this violence guideline is one of the, is the main reason we get limited monetization status all the time. So it's phenomenal. How do you get around that? I don't think you can until you get a human reviewed. You guys will understand if you're not monetized and you're doing YouTube and you're like, well, this is going to be so fantastic whenever I'm monetized. I'm going to tell you right now, when you get monetized and all your streams start becoming limited, you're going to be frustrated like me. You're going to be like, okay, so I make 25 cents per video, but now, because it's limited, we're making 5 cents. 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? A quarter for a video is not a lot of money. But 2 cents is even less. And you're going to be thinking the same thing. Like everybody who's in your party chat, who's playing these games with you, you're going to be like, hey, we got to calm it down, dude. We got to chill it out. Because if not, there's no point in doing it. Because if you're going to work every day, let's talk about Faded Gaming _ TV. Let's imagine what he does. I don't think that when he becomes monetized, he's going to sit here and say to himself, who cares if they're limited? No way. There's no possible way that he's going to be like, I don't care if they're limited. After spending 2 years, 3 years of just grinding nonstop almost every single day, you're just going to not care that it's, no way. No way. Adult content. Content that features highly sexualized content in the title or thumbnail, or highly sexualized themes is not suitable for advertising. There are limited exceptions for non-graphic sexual education videos and music videos. This policy both includes real and computer-generated visuals. Stating comedic intent does not make highly sexualized content suitable for advertising. Okay, so this one right here is another reason we could be getting limited status, because of some of the stuff that like me and the boys say to each other. Yeah, it's pretty funny, but stated comedic intent does not make it suitable for advertising. There's a chance that like some of that stuff, which I find this funny because this is something that like I never really thought of. You know, so the point in this video as well is to go over these guidelines and to let everybody know that we're going to be taking an extremely PG stance from here on out. And I don't think it's going to matter, because I don't think the subscribers who subscribed to the channel really cared about that anyways. I don't think they subscribed because they thought I was funny. I think they subscribed because they thought I was just chill. Most of the people subscribed, honestly, especially back in the Fortnite days, they were like, yeah man, you just seem really chill. So as long as like we're just chilling out, I think we're going to keep doing what we're doing. I mean, we're gaining subs, we're getting a moderate number of likes on the videos and stuff. If I put an ad out, it does really well. Like, I'm not unhappy with how the channel's going. I'm just unhappy with the limited ad status, and I'm trying to figure out why this is. Because after years of grinding, it really hurts to see that yellow mark, that yellow $sign, bro. You want it green, you don't want it yellow. So the adult content one, that one's funny. We may have to just understand that we gotta chill it out a little bit. It's not like we have Patreons or a lot of members on the channel to make up for the limited ad status. I appreciate XDub Demo, appreciate Faded Gaming _ TV, appreciate the grind he's doing. You know, I appreciate Murph being there, helping us on the Apex grind, Faded being there, doing what he's doing. I appreciate it all, man. I appreciate everybody who is a normal, regular on the channel. Appreciate all that kind of stuff, man. Greatly appreciate it. You know, Dude, like, we have to keep it more PG from here on out. And we're gonna have to keep it PG. Otherwise, there's no point. Because we don't have patrons and we don't have a lot of members. Like, maybe one day, dude, if we just had like, we had like 5 to 10 members on the channel, and it was like, well, you're making 25, even if it was just like $25 a month, because we're not making that much. If we made $25 a month, I would say screw the PG. If nobody cares that's on the channel watching it, then nobody cares. But if we're not being PG and we're getting limited status, it's like, we don't have members and patrons or anything, even to make just a little bit. It's like, we have to figure out something to not be limited in status. Otherwise, it's just like, it's hurting bad, dude. Shocking content. Content that may upset, disgust, or shock viewers may not be suitable for advertising. Uncensored shocking elements won't necessarily result in your video being unsuitable for advertising, but context matters. I don't think we ever have anything to worry about there. Nothing we ever post is shocking content, ever. Harmful or dangerous acts. Content that promotes harmful or dangerous acts resulting in serious physical, emotional, or psychological injury is not suitable. That never happens as well. Like, we definitely don't ever post anything of that nature. Hateful and derogatory content, content that incites hatred against, promotes discrimination, disparages, or humiliates an individual or group of people is not suitable for advertising. Content that is satire or comedy may be exempt. Stating your comedic intent is not sufficient, and that content still may not be suitable for advertising. We don't ever really do that either. Like, hateful and derogatory content, I started to think maybe that me and like Faded joking around with each other, saying kind of stupid stuff like towards each other, no racism or any kind of thing like that being involved, but maybe just like calling each other names or saying something that's just not true, like, yeah, Faded did this over there at Walmart. Like, I thought maybe that could be. But I don't think, like, based on that, I don't think humiliates an individual. I mean, maybe, but if you can't joke around with your buddies like that, that's pretty crazy. I don't think that would be. I don't think that makes sense. But there's a chance. There is an absolute chance, and that could be something when you get a human review. They're like, okay, they're just joking around, and then it's back to monetization. I'm definitely not going to worry about things like that, because if we say anything to humiliate each other, it's comedy, it's a joke, it's not, And if that was limiting the status, then I don't even care, because that's not going to change. We keep it PG, but we're not going to not joke. Recreational drugs and drug-related content. Content that promotes or features the sale, use, or abuse of illegal drugs, regulated legal drugs or substances, or other dangerous product is not suitable for advertising. Again, this could be flagged because, like, I've made jokes about Faded going to Walmart and buying certain things and making fun of it. He never did that, by the way. It was a joke, completely comedy, unrelated to real life. So, every once in a while we do mention stuff like this as a joke. But regulated legal also is not suitable. I think that makes a lot of sense. Some of the people we play with, they smoke and stuff, and that could be one of the reasons it gets limited. It could be one of the reasons that it doesn't become monetized again after it's limited. It's sad, but it's just reality. So we have to be PG, we have to watch these things, or we shouldn't even be doing it. Because we're not big streamers, we're not getting donations, we're not getting 25 members paying us every month. You know what I'm saying? So if we're not careful, then we're just doing it for free, grinding for free. That's like, you want to grind for free? I don't want to grind for free. You guys may want to. I don't want to. Firearms related content, we already went over this, we'll do it again. Content focused on the sale, assembly, abuse, or misuse of real or fake firearms is not suitable for advertising. Again, video games, when we're sitting there, we're talking about, hey, I need an R3, this, that. We're going to have to be careful with what we say. We're going to have to be careful with what we say. We can't go around saying, hey, I need this or I need that anymore. We're going to have to say different words. Because I don't want to grind for free. Everybody gets mad at me like, oh, you're taking it too serious. I don't want to grind for free. I don't want to grind for free. If y'all want to grind for free, would you go to your job and like, don't pay me today? No, it doesn't make sense. Controversial issues refers to topics that may be unsettling for our users and are often the result of human tragedy. This policy applies even if the content is purely commentary or contains no graphic imagery. We never do anything like that. And that one makes perfect sense. A lot of these make perfect sense. I'm not disagreeing with the advertiser-friendly content guidelines in any way, shape, or form. I agree with it. But I think there is some misguidance here. Like, I agree with all of it, but I think they may be looking into it too deeply on certain subjects. You know, e.g. video games. You know, like video games and comedy. So it's like, yeah, you're not technically breaking the rules, but you are. I appreciate that follow. Dude, almost every time we do a podcast, we get followers on PlayStation. Greatly appreciated. Do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, though, which would be greatly appreciated. So I agree with all this stuff, but it's like, I think we're being flagged for almost no reason. And then the human review, all this kind of due process that you have to go through, it's super annoying, dude, and it hurts the channel so bad, because if you get views in that time period when it's limited, it doesn't, like, you're not getting anything out of it. Sensitive events. A sensitive event is an event with significant social, cultural, or political impact, such as civil emergencies, natural disasters, public health emergencies, terrorism-related activities, conflict, mass acts of violence. This policy applies even if the content is purely commentary. Context is important. For instance, authoritative news reporting or documentary videos about a historic event may be eligible for monetization. Again, I agree with that, because you hate to see people making money off of other people's misfortune. So, again, like, I agree with a lot of this stuff. It's just like the accidental, hey, we're freaking accidentally flagging you because of an Apex Legends video. It's like, bro, or a Crash Bandicoot. Come on, dude. Enabling dishonest behavior, content glorifying or promoting dishonest behavior such as trespassing, cheating, or computer hacking that is personal or paid for. Definitely don't do anything like that. Inappropriate content for kids and families. Content that is made for kids must be appropriate for a family audience. Has no effect on us. We don't have a single video out there made for kids. And I don't want kids watching this stuff. I don't want kids on my channel. It's the opposite of what I want. I want people who are 18 and up. If we had a complete, the audience was only 18 and up, that would be fine with me. I understand it's not going to be like that, and it's cool. Anybody can watch the videos, but we're not targeting anyone under 18. We really are focusing on content that would be like, hey, Apex isn't rated E. You know what I'm saying? We play games that are mature for mature audiences, bro. And that's how it is. Tobacco-related content that promotes tobacco-related products is not suitable for advertising. This policy falls under harmful or dangerous acts in the self-certification questionnaire in YouTube Studio, so be sure to check that. I don't use tobacco. I used to, and all those videos whenever I was probably smoking on camera, not limited. So unless this was changed, has nothing related to me. I don't smoke. I hope everybody quits smoking cigarettes, because they're terrible for you. Incendiary and demeaning. Content that is gratuitously incendiary, inflammatory, or demeaning may not be suitable for advertising. Definitely not really, doesn't really apply to us. So I'm going to say right now, I'm going to go over this. the couple things that we could be getting flagged for here because of the games that we play, sadly. Violence. Adult content because of the way that we joke, which is just absolutely funny. Inappropriate language. We don't cuss that much anymore. We used to cuss a lot more. We never got in any trouble for it. Drug-related content, firearm-related content. Literally. So firearms-related content, drug-related content. Adult-related content and violence. Violent video games. I mean, you know, that one's a tough one, dude. The violence one is a really crazy one. Just the act of playing the video game may be the result in being flagged by YouTube. So what do you do? What do you do? If it became such a terrible problem, I feel like a lot of people would just stop doing YouTube. Say, hey, no longer do we feel comfortable doing this if we can't do it. You know, a lot of people only use YouTube for gaming. You know, obviously none of the music I make is ever demonetized because there's not even any lyrics in it. You know, but a lot of the shorts and live streams are being demonetized. But the Apex videos I produce that are non-live videos, they're never demonetized. So I'd say it's what we're saying and how we're saying it. Like, you know, it's just sad, dude. It's just sad how we're gonna have to completely keep it PG. But this is what I'm saying from here on out. What we gotta watch: the violence clause, the adult content clause, which is the sexualized content. Even though we're not really doing that, it's just the jokes that we make towards each other may be a little bit inappropriate for advertisers. So we gotta watch over this because I'll say it 1,000 times. I don't want to grind for free, dude. The violence policy, all games, whether realistic or non-realistic, are in scope of this policy, dude. Content where the focal point is on blood, violence, or injury when presented without other context. So that's a crazy one. What's the context? The context should be fairly easy to understand there. And you know, Apex is not that graphic of a game, but the context should be there. I have a good feeling that me just reading the advertiser-friendly content guidelines is going to get this video demonetized, and then we'll have to have it human reviewed, and they'll have somebody from YouTube go and watch over this video and be like, he's just, you know what I mean? You know, doing things like this, maybe it'll actually help, bruh. Maybe it'll help people understand, like, YouTube will go back and watch something like this if it's limited in monetization and be like, doesn't even make sense. So they have to do some kind of change here. You know, like 100% say they're not satisfied. In the poll, 100% say they're not satisfied with YouTube. 100%. And that's not me voting on it. So explain that one. So I just want to, you know, we're going on a bit of a rant here. Like, it is what it is. I want to reiterate, dude. I agree with the content guidelines and stuff, but there's no reason that video games should be being flagged. If it's a simple fact that I just need to say, hey, like at the start of the video, or just, you know, be like, hey, we're playing a video game, YouTube, so don't be thinking that this is like real life. If that's all I need to do, then that's what I'll do. But I can't be doing this for free. I can't grind YouTube on the daily, literally producing daily content live every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday for hours on end. Literally, I could be doing something else. I could literally be doing anything else. I could be making music. I could be trying to put stuff on Spotify. I could be doing so many other things, you know, but instead, I put my music on YouTube. Instead, I live stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays for hours. And then every other day, we produce short content. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, that's me plugging plugging the schedule and stuff, but it's also me saying like, why am I doing that if it's going to be for free? And it's not going to get good views, and all YouTube wants you to do is go pay for Google ads to get views. If you can't even rely on your own audience that does watch it to allow you to get paid, because all you're doing, you know, subscriptions are free, likes are free, views are free unless they watch ads and you get the ad share. Why would you be putting all this work in, literally producing stuff every day, just for it to be free? No one's going to do that. They're going to do it before they're monetized, and as soon as they get monetized, they're going to understand. Like, everyone who does this for free, and you're grinding it out, you'll see. You'll see whenever you get monetized how bad it feels, and you're gonna be just like me, sitting here wondering, why is this? I've talked to, because when you get monetized, you can actually talk like on the computer. You can instant message people from Google or YouTube, whatever they call it, YouTube support. You can talk to support live on your computer or over the phone if need be, but I've asked them the same thing that I'm pretty much saying now, and it's just like all they do is show me the advertiser-friendly content guidelines and be like, sometimes our systems are wrong. Sometimes the system will just flag you when it doesn't need to be flagged, and then once you get it human reviewed, it'll take a couple days, but then it'll come back to monetization status. But again, like I say, a lot of times when it becomes limited, if you get views during that limited time frame before it gets human reviewed, which it takes days, you don't make nothing off that. So it's almost like you did it for nothing. Because I don't know of any small YouTuber who's going to get views on a video past like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nobody watching your stuff after a couple days of it being on YouTube. Doesn't make sense. It's like, no one does that, dude. No one does that even for big YouTubers. You notice they get a bunch of views like the first 2 days, and then that's it. You know, there's some people coming back and watching it, but for gaming, that's like almost unheard of. You know, it's not hard to tell. Some gaming video does really well, they're not coming back and watching 1,000 times. The only video I've ever had that happened like that was the next 9 Legends in Apex leaked. And that's literally because it applies for 9 seasons, you know. But yeah, this video's been a bit of a rant. When I got on YouTube Studio, Creator Studio, and I looked and saw a Crash Bandicoot stream was demonetized, I got a little upset. And I had to figure out why. And I think I figured out why, because of me mentioning the Wampa fruit launcher. But I didn't call it a Wampa fruit launcher, I called it something else. So we just gotta watch that. We have to watch, you know, people smoking and talking about it. We do it, but don't talk about it, I guess. You know, any mention of like tobacco and stuff is a no. But again, I don't want anyone to be smoking tobacco. I think it's wrong. I quit smoking 2 years ago. One of the best decisions ever. Hope everybody does the same. You know, drinking alcohol, you can do it, but you just can't talk about it. I know that for a fact because I've had many drinking streams that were limited, and then after human review were fine. So it's not wrong to do it, just don't promote it, basically. Do it, but don't promote it. Don't seem like you're promoting it. And we're not on this channel, by the way, but do what you do. We don't hold no judgment. It's just like, we're not promoting it. Nobody's selling it. You know, don't promote the use or distribution or anything. Even if it's legal, is what they're saying on the guidelines. So, you can't even talk about it. Like, yeah, use Tylenol. Nope. Nothing. Don't mention it. Just do it. Not Not a place. Not the place for it. You know, violent acts. We have to make sure that whenever we get an elimination in a game, we have to call it an elimination. Don't call it anything else. It has to be called an elimination. Otherwise, you're getting demonetized. And again, no one thinks about this because they're not monetized yet. But when they are, they're going to get it. They're going to understand. It's tough. It's tough. Nobody wants to be grinding for free. It's going to be like my motto from here on out. Nobody wants to grind for free. If you say you're grinding for free, you're on YouTube. If any streamer in the world tells you, I'm only doing this for fun, they're lying to your face. Lying. Because they're not. It's barely fun, to be honest. Grinding on YouTube is barely fun. It may be fun when you first start doing it. It's not fun after a while. It literally becomes a job. Once you become monetized, it becomes a job. And a job that doesn't pay is a job you don't need to have. But if it's technically kind of your fault, or other, it has to be changed. You have to realize what's going on here to change it up. Until they do some kind of policy changes, which they won't do unless an extraordinarily large amount of people just complain about it. But again, a lot of it makes sense. It's just like nobody wants to be flagged, even if it can be human reviewed and back to monetization status. You don't want to be flagged for something that you could prevent at the first place. So you get elimination, call it elimination. When you need some light or heavy, call it light or heavy. Don't mention what it is. Just call it light or heavy. And sadly, don't mention the blue type. Call it mana or something, bro, because this is annoying, dude. So annoying. And I know I'm going to hear some people say, well, then we don't even need to be playing the game or whatever. That's fine, too. If you don't want to play the game, then don't play the game. If it's too much to ask, then it's just too much to ask. But things have to change, otherwise there's no point. Literally no point in doing it. It is annoying, dude. It's super annoying. It's so annoying. It's insane. And the joking that me and Faded do to each other, I guess we're gonna have to calm it down a little bit, because it's just becoming limited. And this is where it becomes a different thing when you stream the game and you just play the game off of stream together. If we don't want to worry about the guidelines, then we just don't stream that part. Stream whenever we're really focused, in depth, focused on playing the game. Like, hey, we want to do a good stream today. We have to keep it advertiser friendly and follow all the guidelines to a T. Use special words instead of other words, Keep it PG as can be, only while streaming. Stream for an hour or two. Then cut the stream off, and then say whatever we want to say, and if there's any good content that comes out of it, record it, post it as an online video. That's how it's going to have to be, because nobody wants to grind for free. This has been Doja Rogue Wolf, the Dragon's Lair podcast, episode 6. I'm probably going to stream a different game after this. Live on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Short videos every other day that we're not live. Content daily on this channel. Nobody wants to grind for free.